Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tyria then. This is a show where we play a 20-year-old MMO and then we talk about it. Miko, welcome.
Why, thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year and happy second anniversary of this show, of Tyria then.
I know. It's crazy. Second anniversary, and we're now in the. Do we consider Eye of the North a true expansion? It kind of feels that way.
I do.
But
I would consider it campaign number 4, personally.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know that they marketed it that way.
No, they don't.
They sort of. No.
As you guys have probably already... So I'm not sure if our Guild Wars Reforged discussion video is going to go up before or after this video. If you've already watched it, we discussed that in that video. And if you haven't, strap in. Yeah, this is our first episode of Tyria then, post Guild Wars Reforged update that happened in December of 25. And it's kind of cool. There's a... I think you mentioned this in our Reforged discussion video, but there is I got to experience it in this episode. In the top left corner now, there's a little quest log update thing.
Yeah. And as someone who plays other games that have that quest, tracking thing, that tracking info in the left-hand side, it's a visual that I'm just like, oh, yeah, all right, cool. Why, thank you, modernization.
Yes.
Of a game that I have loved for a long time.
Yeah, it's like a staple of modern RPGs, and putting it into a game that I've played for 5,000 hours without ever having it, it's a trip having it, but I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reforged introduced a bunch of updates. You can go watch our Reforged video. Again, if it's not up yet, it should be up soon, if you want to hear our thoughts on those. What we're going to be doing today is we just wrapped Nightfall a couple months ago before we went on our holiday break. And now we are starting the Eye of the North expansion for the core Guild Wars games. How do we feel about this?
Excited.
Yeah, I love Eye of the North, so I'm excited as well.
So do I.
What character are you going to be approaching this on?
So I took in my Ritualist that I ran through factions.
Okay, so Ritualist probably... would you say that one or Ritualist or Paragon would probably be what you've played the least out of the 3 you've done on this show?
Paragon.
Yeah. And then out of those 2, you prefer Ritualist?
It was Ritualist or Ranger, and I feel like I've played Eye of the North so many times on Ranger that I was like, let's do something different.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good idea. So when we left off in the Nightfall episode, I was like, well, I'm totally going to play on my Dervish, because my Dervish is tricked out now, right?
Yeah, you even got Raza.
I even got Raza. Here's the thing. I might have told an untruth in that episode.
Oh, dear.
Because I have gone back to basics. I am playing Eye of the North through on my Prophecies Warrior that I took through Prophecies on this show. Yes. Aaron the First is going to be tackling the Destroyer threat.
There you go.
A couple points of contention for Aaron the First. He does not have any heroes at the top of this episode.
Same for my Ritualist.
Yep. So we're both going to be going in heroless. I think that's the right way to experience this expansion.
I think yes. I could have very easily just taken my Paragon in because she's got all of the heroes now after Nightfall, but yeah, I was like, no.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to something that feels a little bit more like I'm doing a little bit more.
And there's
have a little bit more fun.
Yes, I think this is fun. So there's enough heroes you can unlock in Eye of the North to get a full 7 hero roster. So I think unlocking them as we go is going to be more fun. And then, what can I say? Our first 20 episodes really endeared me to the henchmen. So I'm excited to get some henchmen back in my party. And did you check out any of the henchman builds on the wiki for Eye of the North?
I did not.
They're not bad.
Okay, that's good to know.
They're a lot better than they were in Prophecies.
Well, and Reforged was supposed to make some improvements to henchmen Now I'm not sure if that's just in the original 3 campaigns or if they've hit the henchmen for Eye of the North as well. So I'll be interested to know about that.
So this is how I understand it. I believe the changes to henchmen right now are only for Reforged mode. So I think if you're not in Reforged mode, the henchmen are as they were.
Mind. Okay,
and then
never mind.
I think it's also just in Prophecies for the moment. But I think that will change in the future. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that, my dear beloved commenters.
I'm excited to see what they do, which we've already talked about in the other episode, but I'll be excited to see when they finally get to Eye of the North, and if we're still playing through it, how that will change our opinion or not about our experience through Eye of the North.
Yeah, totally. What I've experienced so far is a vibe, so I'm excited to talk about that. And then we talked about this in the other video too, but the HD skill icons are really cool.
Yeah.
I like how sharp and detailed they are. So starting out Eye of the North, how do you start this expansion? What steps did you take as a factions character to begin jumping into the content?
So I went and talked to a guy in Kaining City who is one of our corrupt, as happens in factions, one of our corrupt politicians.
This is par for the course. Yep.
Par for the course, yes, to be expected. And he's like, I've got a problem. We've got a giant hole or another giant hole in the middle of the streets, and I've got to go and investigate this. He basically makes it sound like he procured money to investigate or to fund your investigation through illegal channels. So he's a little, again, corrupt politician. And so he sends us out, and we've got to go and investigate through our favorite place, Buck Deck Byway.
If I never have to go back there, it'll still be one time too many.
I know.
I'm sorry that you had to go to Buck Deck Byway.
It's all right. I didn't have to go that far, but still, it made me chuckle that I was like, of course it's Buck Deck Byway.
Yeah. These quests don't make you go too far. So I talked to a guy named Len Calderon in LA, which is the most Star Wars ass name somebody outside of Star Wars has ever had.
I feel like that's the way that I always go into Eye of the North, which is another reason why I chose not to use my Prophecies character, because I was like, I always go in through LA. Yeah,
I do feel like Len Calderon is iconic, whereas I have no idea who the other NPCs to start this quest are. But he sent me out into LA because he witnessed an earthquake, and he equated the earthquake to how his wife gets when he leaves his dirty socks on the table, which is a legendary piece of writing. Mm-hmm. And he says a chasm opened up, and he heard voices and saw dark shapes. What I actually like about how they wrote his dialogue, because it confuses me, is I went to check if there were any survivors. And then when I figured out there were survivors, I immediately ran away. He's like, I went to check for survivors, and when I saw voices and saw dark shapes, or heard voices and saw dark shapes, I immediately ran back to town.
Yeah.
I guess he figured, hey, this is above my pay grade. I better go get the first responders. But despite living in a world full of magic and spells, I have to physically walk back to town to get them.
Right.
We really need... Guild Wars 2 has the mail system. Mail system is lore. Changed my mind.
It is. People send mail all the time. You get mail from your NPC cronies.
Yeah. No, they have Patronus mail in Guild Wars 2. That's in Tyria, guys.
That's great.
Think about it. If we can waypoint, we can send letters. It's not complicated. Even when you're in the middle of a remote region of the Maguma jungle, a letter appears in your satchel.
Right.
So, I went out into LA, or not into LA, but I went from LA out into North Krita province, where this earthquake took place, and it's right outside the door. It's 2 steps away. And there's a giant crevasse, hewn into the wall, and I can click on it.
So before you clicked on the crevasse, did you pick up Mox, or is your prophecies Aaron the First? Is he the one who had picked up Mox already?
Yes, Mox has been on my hero roster since like episode 5 of the show.
Right. I remembered that you picked it up on one of your characters, and I couldn't remember which one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm much more comfortable with like walking past things that I'm not going to do now that we're 46 episodes in. But back then, I was like, I have to talk to him. He's there. What if it's funny? What if we have to talk about it? Yeah. Now I walk by people if I know we're not going to talk about him. But yeah, Mox has just been hanging out. I think I'm going to leave him off my hero roster for the playthrough of Eye of the North because he's kind of post Eye of the North content. I think he's a part of Beyond.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I mean, you could grab Mox if you want to grab Mox.
I grabbed him and I equipped him because he was a hero. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I need a frontline, someone who's not just a henchman or, when we unlock a warrior henchman later on. I was like, I need somebody I can put a build on.
Someone who's not Lucas.
Helpful. Right.
Yeah.
So, I threw Mox on. And of course, I immediately regretted my decision because he's ginormous and he always gets in my line of sight. And while I'm standing around, he's like blocking things that I want to see. And I'm like, Mox, I need you to get out of my face.
Yeah, he's an eyesore.
He's huge. Yes.
I generally never take him because by the time he came out, I think I took him along for like whatever quest he's involved in. I think he's in the Zin quest line or something. Mm-hmm. But by then I already had like Milani and the Eye of the North Dervish guy. And I didn't feel the need to ever take Mox if I needed a Dervish. Yeah. So, I'm probably going to leave him out. But if you want to take him, I won't show you a red card and eject you from the game. So
that's okay. You can judge me, listeners. It's fine. I just don't think that Mox is going to be hanging around on my roster of heroes for very much longer.
Like as soon as you can trade up. Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And did you click on this crevasse and run inside?
I did.
Yeah, I did too. Where did you find yourself?
Underground. And in the sewers, essentially. Under Kaining City. So appropriate. Again, not anything that we haven't done before. Mm-hmm. And having to fight Ampha.
Of course, yeah.
Which is always fun.
Just when you thought you were done.
No, they're back.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So I had to fight the Ampha. I did not have to fight any of the plague enemies. So it was just mainly Ampha hanging out in the sewers, causing mischief. And as I took them out, they were the enemy breadcrumbs that led you to our friends from the north.
Yes, we do run into some friends from the north. It's interesting that it puts you in the Kaining sewers because that's like really just standard, right? For the area. Mm-hmm. For me, going into North Krita province, I go into like an elaborate underground, huge complex. That is unlike anything else in Tyria and is many, many times larger than Lion's Arch. I can only imagine that it's got like pillars with snakes winding around them.
Yeah, it's funny because this version of the underground or the sewers, it's got pillars as well, and it's large. You don't see too many. I'm not sure where they've located it in Kaining sewers, but you're definitely not in your bog standard sewers.
Okay. So there's and it's interesting because I feel like the existence of these large underground structures is like a big deal, but they never. Our character
it reminded me of
what? Yeah. Like Indiana Jones?
No. It reminded me of that area in that one mission where you have to go and fight Shirokin, trying to stop them. It was from being like, Shiro's bitches.
Like the Forbidden Palace in Kaining. Oh, you mean in the domain of fear, like where there was a bunch of Shirokin.
Kind of. Yeah, kind of. but it's the place where you first meet the envoys after Shiro kind of nukes you, and they were like, no, we
Oh.
know we need to bring you back. It's kind of looks like that vibe.
Okay, after Vizuna Square,
Yeah,
when you
that's
die
the
for
one.
the first time. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah, the place I went, it was like it's obviously a new asset for Eye
Mm-hmm.
of the North.
Yeah.
And it's like I just think it's funny that the fact that this ancient ruin is right there underneath North Krita province is
Yeah.
fascinating, but
I
nobody
know.
comments on the fact that this is like a huge discovery.
Right.
It's like a massive archaeological discovery, and we're just like, I guess there's undead down here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to fight some like level 16 and 17 undead, which wasn't very hard because I could one shot most of them. But I did have level 10 henchmen assisting me, and they also died a few times.
Oh, yeah. So one advantage then of going in through factions is that you've got the level 20 henchmen.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad because I was hitting them for like 180 damage with my hammer.
Right.
So I probably could have just soloed it, but
Mm-hmm.
I took the boys along, like get a little Tom in my party, right?
Hey, little Tom.
Can't leave home without Alicia.
That's right. Yes.
So
Did she die?
I think she did. Yeah, I think she died a couple times.
Of
I think she
course.
got like
Right.
one-shotted by a skeleton wizard or something.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
But yeah, eventually we run through this complex. There's like a gold statue of Melandru. It's crazy. It's crazy in here.
Oh, wow.
There's like some warriors with swords, like stone statues of warriors with swords in a doorway that I go through.
Mm-hmm.
And then we run into some dwarves, and one of them is named Kodan. And I saw the nameplate from around the corner, and I was like, are there Kodan in Guild Wars 1? And I just didn't remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's a dwarf named Kodan.
Well, I thought that I had a Kodan that was a actual Kodan model.
Are there?
But maybe I'm wrong.
Did they introduce the Kodan in Eye of the North? I don't know. I don't remember. It's possible.
Now I'm going to check.
Because the guy was named Kodan, and I was like, "That's weird."
Maybe I'm wrong then. Yeah, he was a dwarf, a
Yeah.
Deldrimor dwarf. Yes.
Because as I was
Kodan.
about to come around the corner, I was like, "Am I about to see a Guild Wars 1 Kodan? Is this?"
You know what it was? That I didn't even pay attention to his model. I just saw his name and I was like, bear person. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
and then I looked at the other one who had a normal dwarven name.
We're so Guild Wars in franchise that we just see that nameplate and we're like, oh, the Kodan are here, and we just breeze right by it. Interesting bit of name choice from ArenaNet on that guy, because surely 2007, they probably had their idea for the Kodan at this point. I can't guarantee that, but those are my thoughts. And then we run into a chamber filled with kegs, like powder kegs. And we know all about powder kegs because we've been to the Iron Horse Mines region and done that.
Right.
Done that powder keg running quest. And a cutscene triggers.
Yep.
How did this cutscene go for you?
So my character tells them, you've got a dwarf giving orders to telling people to pick up the pace and to get all the kegs that you can, and he's shouting that to his homies that they need to find Vec. And you're like, what's going on? He's like, where'd you come from? And your character, or at least my character, was like, wait, are those explosives? There's a city above us. He's like, yeah, I know there's a city. And so then you meet another little dude called Vec, and he's got really big, wide face, big, wide mouth, big eyes, and floppy ears.
Kind of looks like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Yes, he does. That is very good. Very good, yes. So you've got basically this Stitch-looking thing. And...
the Stitch people.
The Stitch people. And he calls you a Buka at one point. Because, apparently the dwarf, whose nameplate reads Ogden, Stone Healer, and we've met dwarves before, so he's like, we've got to get the gate working. Vec mentions that destroyers have overrun a central transfer chamber, whatever that is. And in the meantime, while you're running before this cutscene, you've got like earthquakes happening.
Yeah, and they're like violent, like screen shake is
they
involved.
There is screen shake, yeah. And your character's like, well, there have been quakes happening and other passages have opened up. There's got to be another way out because they think that the destroyers are going to capture them and cut off their exit route. So that's when Vec calls us a buka, whatever that means. And says, there's a gate. There's another gate that's not far from here, but the destroyers are right behind me, so we gotta run.
And we don't know, like, we're fed a set of very rapid information with no explanation. They're gathering all these powder kegs, and the dwarf starts to explain to us. I think the subtitles say his name is Ogden. He starts to explain to us why they have all these powder kegs, but he doesn't get to finish. No. So we never learn why they have all these powder kegs. I assume, based on what happens later in the story, they're trying to destroy a gate or something like that. Or use the kegs on the destroyers. But to defend themselves. Yeah. Destroyers are mentioned. We don't learn what these are. You can see them if you bother to look behind you at any point in this mission. I didn't, so my character goes through this whole play session having no idea what a destroyer is, but talking very educatedly about them.
Yeah. Same.
Because I know how this quest works, so I'm like, all right, and now we start running.
Exactly.
And then there's a man named Vec who is part of a race that we don't know or understand that looks like Stitch. And our show is so millennial coded, isn't it? Every reference we make is from 2003.
Yes.
And we have to run for our lives from something called destroyers. We have no idea what these are. So basically you get a timer over your head and you start hauling ass towards the quest marker.
Yeah. And you've got about 2.5, 3 minutes to get to this gate thing that Vec is like, just follow me.
Yeah, and it's 3-minute timer, I think, and it's 2 solid minutes of running. And this is why I'm glad we do the show this way and not as a live Let's Play, because boy, just jogging for 2 minutes is not interesting in this game.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, there's we run to this gate and I think Vec mentions something about a central transfer chamber. We don't know what that means. Right. But based on the language, we can assume this gate is like a teleporter of some sort, right? We run through this and it takes us somewhere.
Yeah.
This isn't new. This isn't new technology necessarily. We have the teleporters in the desert, and I think Galint teleports us out of her lair after the Dragon's Lair mission.
She does, yeah.
So there, and throughout all these campaigns, we've teleported many times. Teleportation is not a revolutionary concept.
No.
So our character is not worried about walking through a mysterious portal. That's our bread and butter.
Right.
How did this?
Except that these are round and they glow purple, which is a little bit. That's new to the franchise thus far. And Vec tells us to, as we're running and we get close, he's like, just go into that purple glowing thing.
Yeah, trust me, go in there.
Yeah.
It's definitely a new version of Purple Black. We did have a lot of Purple and Black with the Realm of Torment, which isn't comforting if you think about it. It's like, oh, well, I just finished Nightfall. I'll go into this Purple and Black portal. Nothing bad could happen. Right. I did notice with the voice acting that there's a huge discrepancy between Ogden's voice volume and Vec's voice volume.
Yeah.
Ogden is he talks like normal, and then when Vec comes on, he's like, "Yeah, Ogden, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, we could definitely do that." Vec is incredibly soft spoken. It's really bizarre. So once we get through the portal, the gate as they call it, we get another cutscene. How did this go?
We pop into a place, and there is
a place is definitely how I would describe it.
Yeah, and there is a blonde who is apparently kneeling.
We go to a place and there is a blonde. This is
And so there's this blonde chick, and she's kneeling, and you like pop out of the gate, and Ogden comes in behind you, and I think he tells Vec to blow it up.
Yeah, like behind us.
Yeah, behind us,
so that the bad guys don't get us.
So we apparently he makes to try and get started to do that, but we notice that there is this blonde who's kneeling, and Ogden is like freaked out. He's like, oh no. Basically trying to tell us like not to make any sound or noise or whatever, because the woman that we encounter is a Norn, again, whatever that means, and that they're large and that they like to fight. And
he says they're like bad-tempered, which I don't think is true overall for the Norn. At least it's not ArenaNet's vision for them as of like Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
Guild Wars 1, I don't know, maybe we'll find differently. This particular lady, I think, is a little bit more edgy than your average Norn, so...
She is a little bit more edgy, yes.
That might have something to do with it. This woman is wearing what I can only describe as a battle bikini.
Yeah. This is the introduction of the battle bikini, I think.
This is the most impractical armor that's ever been placed on a person. And this is also a person who's supposed to live in like the frigid cold. I imagine the Norn don't care, right? Like the Norn
don't care.
Norn will get naked out in like negative 35 degree weather. They do not care.
I mean, that kind of tracks with the Norn.
Yeah. So that checks out. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And she is huge.
Yeah, she's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah, she towers over not just the dwarves who, are little, but she towers over my character.
Yeah,
she's not a small human.
She's much taller than my max height male character.
Right, yeah. And
she tells us not to worry. She
tells us not to
don't worry about me.
Yeah. But
says she's hunting something else.
She is. Otherwise, so I guess that's our reprieve, because she's hunting something else. She's not going to be interested in hunting us. Yeah.
And it's interesting. Ogden tells Vec to disable the portal, and Vec goes and does so, and then he comes back, and you don't hear anything or see anything. He just wanders back, and you see the portal in shambles behind him. You're like
no explosion sounds or nothing.
Brother, what did you do? We do get Vec as a hero in a little bit, and it shows him as an elementalist. So I think we can assume he like electrocuted the shit out of it or something.
Yeah, because he's set up as default for air magic.
He is, and I kept him on air magic because I have a nice air magic build from Nightfall.
Nice.
I might be acquiring all new heroes, but they are keeping all the same builds, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm done going hunting builds down on PVX Wiki. I've got all the ones from my Nightfall heroes saved, and I'm just loading those up.
Nice.
I also spent like 10 grand outfitting Ogden and Vec.
You did?
That's all I spend my money on this account. Yeah, I go and get vigor runes and attunement runes and radiant insignias, attribute runes. I like my heroes functioning in tip-top condition.
Right.
And when Miko says this place that we've spawned is just, quote, a place, that's very accurate, because it's a cave with sand and like basalt pillars and no other defining features.
No.
And we Ogden says we ask Ogden, like, what do we do? And Ogden's like, we move forward, right? And
right.
The cutscene ends there, and we spawn in, what's this place called? Boreal Station?
Boreal Station.
I wouldn't call this a station. This isn't a station. This is a cave.
No. It is a cave. I feel like Boreal Station is a good, it should be a Star Wars name.
The big Star Wars vibes. Len Calderon, Boreal Station.
Yeah.
Snow in general.
Yeah, right.
Snow as a concept started with Star Wars.
Right. So it just kind of has that vibe.
Yeah. The station makes me think that there should be like operators that live here like season round, and I don't know, do switchboard or something.
Right.
But yeah, there's not really much going on here. There is an armor vendor that has like incredibly cheap max stats armor. That's kind of
Oh,
useful.
okay, that's good to know because I meant to talk to him and then I didn't.
It's like 1 platinum per piece, whereas like at a normal crafter it would be 1.5. So you save some money if you like are kitting a
Nice.
new character and you just want some max stat gear. It's real ugly armor. Like it doesn't look
Right.
good. But you can have it. And then and then there's a little hero flagging tutorial you can play here.
Yeah,
I didn't do
I
that.
ignored. Me neither.
I'm not doing that again. I did that with First Spear Divad. I don't need to do it again.
Right. Yes, you did. Yes, you took it for the team.
Yeah, I'm done with that. And then there's also henchmen here. Did you talk to any of them?
I did not talk to them, but I did see them, and I think I put some in my party. Well, I know I did. But I didn't go talk to them because I forgot to do that.
Some of them have interesting things to say. Some of them don't. As far as some of the highlights of talking to the henchmen, Talon Silverwing is here from Factions, and he longs for the day that Tengu can live free of humans. So he's still not like doing great with the whole human thing. And then Herta from Nightfall is here, the Earth henchman. And she doesn't want to be here at all. She's like, I should have read the fine print. So she literally says that. I don't know who, like, it does make sense that people from all the continents are here because you can get this quest in any continent. So
Right.
that checks out. I guess like the Sun Spears contracted someone to come out here. Who's paying that? I don't know. Ogden or Vec, I guess. Menlo likes the Norn quite a bit, even though we haven't really met any yet. Lena from Prophecies, she's like the only non-member of the gang that's here. It's like the gang and Lena. Because they're like, we need a protection henchman.
Right.
And she says she's winning in like the same way that Charlie Sheen did in 2011. It's really bizarre.
That's funny.
She's just like, first thing about me, I'm winning. Really bizarre character, Lena, the protector henchman.
Yeah.
I bet you can guess what Eve talked about.
Death.
Yeah, she expressed a deep love of corpses.
Yep, that tracks.
Yep. And then we have Sin, who wants to set the Norn on fire. So Menlo likes the Norn, so Sin, by proxy, does not.
Right, because probably what Menlo likes about the Norn is the women, because they're bigger and have,
You think Menlo and Jorah?
I think Menlo and anything that's female.
Okay,
So,
gotcha. It's the arm tattoos.
It's that.
And Norn like their tattoos as well. So.
They sure do, yep.
Yeah, Sin's worried. Some of the henchmen are really good. I didn't check builds for some of them I put in my party, but I did for others. Lo Sha has Ineptitude. This is a really good skill. Aiden has Barrage. Holy shit. That's a huge upgrade from whatever nonsense his build was in Prophecies.
Right.
And Lena has Zealous Benediction, which is a huge upgrade from Shield of Regeneration. So they're all in my party. Ogden and Vec are in my party. Ogden's on that sweet Unyielding Aura action. And Vec is just zapping stuff with Thunderclap. It's a great time.
Yep, that's great.
How's your party doing?
They're doing good. I took Losha as well. I took, I don't know what Dervish build I slapped on Mox, but it was something that I knew worked. And Ogden, same. He's got an Unyielding Aura build. And Vec, I can't remember what elite I gave him. But again, it was one of those builds that was saved on my account, and I was like, I know that works. Let's just, and this is early in the North, I'm not really worried. So I gave him that.
Gotcha. And we've got a quest. What Lies Beneath is completed. I think we talked to someone and get a reward for this quest. I don't remember where you get the quest reward though.
So I think it's automatic.
It caches in because the next thing I know, I look at my quest log and it says against the destroyers.
Yeah. So it caches it in automatically, and you have to go and talk to Jorah.
Okay, that makes sense. And yeah, it wants me to leave into the Ice Cliff Chasms to speak with Jorah, who is our big, tall battle kini wearer. And as you exit this outpost, I gotta say, it's a vibe. The music is really good. The mountains are snowy. There's like a Matterhorn peak off in the distance that's like it makes you feel like you're in the Grinch. It's great. It's a whole vibe traipsing through here. And Jorah is standing right around the corner with a lady named Sif Shadowhunter and a guy named Olaf Olafsson.
Yes.
How did this? What happened here with these three fine folks?
Sif and Olaf are essentially roasting Jorah for her non-Norn behavior. They think that she's called in help by letting humans help her. What they call it is bailing her out, because they think that her hunt, her current mission, she's failing at it. And they're basically just, not making her life easy. And
these are all Norn too, so these are all giants.
Yes.
And yeah, they're trolling the shit out of her basically. Olaf criticizes her for getting help from humans, and then Sif is like, "No, it's fine to get help from humans. That's fine. She can't turn into a bear anymore, so that's fine." And then she immediately shapeshifts into a bear just to like pour salt in the diss.
Yeah.
And then they both turn into bears and walk away smugly.
Walk away.
So yeah, this whole shapeshifting deal into animal spirits is like a big deal for the Norn. And apparently Jorah cannot do that right now, so she's viewed as a little bit of a failure at the moment due to not being able to do that, and she's on something of a hunt, but we don't really know more about it than that. Nope. Did you go through Jorah's like dialogue options? She has like things you can select. What does she have to talk about?
So you can ask her about what this whole bear thing is. Like, did they really turn into bears? And she's like, yeah, it's something that we Norn can do.
She's like, yeah, it's normal, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, you never seen someone turn into a bear before?
What's wrong with you, human? And I think at one point she tells you that her people like to fight. That's like their way of getting to know you, is to see how they like to test your mettle, to see how much what you can actually do, and then that helps them know if you're trustworthy.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand like 3 times in this map, because when you talk to the Res Shrine NPCs, they immediately fight you.
Yeah.
That's kind of how the shrine bonuses work in Eye of the North, is for the Norn anyway, specifically, as pairs with their culture, you got to fight them before they'll give you your reputation point thing.
Yeah.
Instead of Sunspear and Lightbringer points in this campaign, I'm going to be calling it a campaign. You guys can come at me about that, but that's what I'm going to be calling it. You earn faction points for Norn, and then for the other races as well. And in the Norn areas, we'll be earning Norn points. So we got to fight these Red Shrine guys. They're very easy, right? You've got 8 people. They're one. They go down no problem. And then after you get your point bonus, the next time you do it, you'll fight them, and then you'll talk to them again, and they'll go like, only 2 kills? Come back later, loser.
Yeah.
So you can get like, once you're earning points in a zone, you can get like little bonuses to your point earning as you go on and get enough kills for the Red Shrine NPCs to like respect you. I think it's like every 25 kills or something.
Something like that, yeah.
We're probably not going to be engaging with that much, but it exists.
It does.
She tells us about how they can turn into bears because they are renowned warriors in their culture, and they are favored by the bear spirit because of how renowned they are. So I guess like not everybody can shapeshift, only like the very cool kids.
Right.
And she tells us to seek help from the humans at somewhere called the Eye of the North.
Yes.
You can ask her what the Eye of the North is, and she's like, I don't know, man. It's been here forever. It was here when we got here. It
was here when we got here, which is an interesting thing.
I don't know how long the Norn have been there, but it was there when they got there.
Yeah, exactly. So we at least find out that to the north somewhere is this thing called the Eye of the North, and that humans are there.
And the Norn and Jorah says like the Norn were smart enough to avoid it, but the Ebon Vanguard humans have taken up residence there, and we don't really know what this Ebon Vanguard is, but apparently they're humans and they're at the Eye of the North. And the Norn think it's a good idea to not enter the Eye of the North, apparently. So that's
and I think it's Ogden who's like, let's go there. We can get help for our battle because they're trying to. He and Vec are trying to get help against these destroyers.
Yes.
So they need some assistance because they're 2 and we're 1, and some heroes are henchmen.
Yeah, and Ogden and Vec basically are dealing with this destroyer problem because their races are underground races, and the destroyers have come up from underground, and us normies on the surface, us landlubbers, don't really understand.
Right.
So
plus we're from way far south, so
yeah,
because we are at this point we're in the far Shiver Peaks.
Yes.
That wasn't apparent.
Yes. When we spawn out in Boreal Station, we do ask Ogden where we are, and he's like, you're in the far Shiver Peaks, brother. And then if you open your map and you zoom all the way out, you'll find that you're way further north than Yak's Bend, which is, I think, the most north you can go in the Base 3 campaigns. So that's where we are now. I imagine it's much colder. We're kind of in the deep mountains. And Jorah has told us that we need to seek the humans of the Ebon Vanguard at the Eye of the North. And did you look at the skybox in this map?
No, actually I didn't.
It has an aurora.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to check that out next time.
That might be why it's called Boreal Station. I don't know.
Okay.
There's a tameable mountain eagle in this map. That's cool.
That's cool.
I didn't tame it. I have a level 20 pet, and I didn't really want to start over.
That's right. I forgot. Aaron the First is a ranger secondary.
Yeah, I was thinking of making some changes for fun to kind of switch up the playthrough. There are some options, aren't there? There's a warrior dagger spam build, but I think you need the anniversary skill, and I don't know if I have enough proofs to get that. So. Right. I don't know if I'll be changing my second profession, but I was thinking of getting the char hide armor since it's real cold. I should be bundling up. So
yeah. I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe I'll go get the char hide armor to show off, and just to make when there's a char character we're going to meet later, and I want to make it extra weird. So I might do that. We ran into a couple new versions of old enemies. Mountain aloes are just like the crown of thorns type of things from the southern Shiver Peaks, and then and the aloes that have been through all the prophecies really.
Yes.
And mountain pine souls.
Pine souls, yeah.
I think are just regular pine souls. I don't think there's any difference.
They just live on the mountain. Yeah, I think they're the same.
They're just the northern Shiver Peaks version, but regular pine souls are level 24, and these guys are level 24, so I don't know what the difference is. Probably Eye of the North skill bars or whatever. I don't know. They weren't dangerous. I mowed through them. And then there's enemies called avalanches that are snowy versions of the shard crag guys from the Desolation.
Yeah, the stone crag guys.
Yeah, they're they're like those, but they sat out in the parking lot overnight and they're frosted now. So we kind of go through the spine of this map, and then we come out into a really pretty vista of a lake with a big kind of goldish brown building in the middle, and it's a very sharp angular building with a spire that goes all the way up into the sky. It's on the thumbnail for the video. This is the Eye of the North.
Yeah, it's a really cool looking place.
It is, yeah. No, it looks really neat. Did you run up to the Eye of the North across this frozen lake?
I did, and before we could get there, some chick pops out and basically blocks our way.
A 24-year-old lady with pure gray hair.
Yeah. She's seen some shit.
Yeah, she's been through it.
She's been through it. And she basically blocks our way, tells us that we can't pass to go on our way. And we're like, we're humans and we're seeking... We're here. We're friends, basically.
You show up and you're like, I swear we're humans.
Yeah, and it's like we're looking for, respite. We were told that we could find it here. Even though, here's Vec, who's this creature, and Ogden, who's a dwarf. But Ogden thinks that we should go and look in there because maybe we'll be able to get some, again, help. And she's like, well, if you're humans, you can come in, basically.
Yeah, she tells us all about the Ebon Vanguard, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So she demands to know what we're doing, and she says she's from Ascalon, and so my character's like, no,
Right.
no way, me too. I wish he said that, but he doesn't. My character
No, yeah.
never makes any acknowledgement of being from Ascalon.
Right. I know. Mine says that she's from the South, and she's like, I'm from the South too. I'm from Ascalon. Yeah.
And your character's like, no, I'm from the South.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. And then, and my character also, so we'll find out who this character is at the end of her spiel. But my character has met this lady before, and there's no acknowledgement of that either. And that sucks.
Nope, none at all. Which is wild because, like, she tells us her name, right? She's like, I'm in the Edmund Vanguard, and she's like, and my name is Gwen. And you're like, wait, Gwen? And what gets me is that if you're playing through on a Prophecies character and you remember Gwen from Pre-Searing, like how many years ago is Pre-Searing compared to by the time you get up to the Eye of the North?
It's got to be like 8 to 10 years difference, I want to say.
Obviously,
something
right? Because
like that,
she's like an adult now.
Yeah.
And she was just a little kid. Like she was probably what, maybe 8 or 10.
Yeah, so it's perfectly reasonable that like my character wouldn't recognize this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, I do have her broken flute sitting in my storage box.
Yeah. Yes.
It would be nice if, like, in a dialogue blurb later, you could be like, "Hey, remember me? I talked to you outside a red shrine once and forgot to give you your flute back."
Flute.
Yeah.
You followed me around.
Yeah, you skipped around behind me while I killed level 0 scale. It was a great day. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She does mention that she's in command at this outpost while someone named Captain Langmar is absent, and that the Ebon Vanguard is stationed here. So this is some kind of military force. And then after she says, my name is Gwen, we spawn inside the outpost, and it is aggressively brown.
It is very impressively brown.
Yeah. And it's like this weird. I feel like it's supposed to be gold, but it just like didn't quite get there.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a dull brass.
Brass. Brass is a good color for this name. Yeah, that's definitely brassy. Which is funny. The thing that got me is that before Gwen pops out and blocked your way, you and Ogden and Vec are like, whoa, look at this place. Who built this? And
everyone goes, not it.
Yeah, you're right. And your character's like, that's like ancient. That's ancient, for real ancient. That's not human that made that.
And then you turn to the left and Obi-Wan Kenobi's there and he goes, that's no moon.
Exactly.
No, that doesn't happen. But yeah, Ogden's like, well, the dwarves didn't build that, and Vec's like, my people didn't build that, and we're like, humans didn't build that. Right. Even though, like, I don't know, I think humans could have built that. It's not that crazy, you know?
No.
Like it's a pretty big building, but like, you seen how high they can stack tenements in Kaining City? Like,
I know.
If they can do that, they can build this thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we spawn inside here, and my notes on the inside of this building are angular, octagonal bird faces.
Bird faces, yep.
Bird faces everywhere. I don't know if they ever follow up on that. Did you talk to anyone, or did you just run to the scrying hall?
I ran through. I was like, gotta finish the quest. And so I just kept going.
Yeah, the quest points you right to the portal to the Hall of Monuments, and nobody in the whole vicinity has like an exclamation mark or anything. So the game is pretty clearly like, you need to do the main quest before this like hub opens up to you.
Yeah.
I talked to a guy named Artificer Mullinix anyway, just to see if there was anything worth commenting on. And he basically just tells you to go meet Gwen in the Hall of Monuments. So even if the quest doesn't point you toward a person, they will tell you to go do the quest.
Right. That's funny.
Yeah. I talked to him because I was wondering if I could get one of those books you can fill out. But I think those are only for repeat playthroughs. I don't know if you do those on the first one playthrough. He wouldn't give me one. So
yeah. Did you talk to him after you've talked to Gwen as well?
No, I think I'm gonna have to talk to him again and give it a try. But yeah, that's all he had to say. Apparently, he's like third in command though, because Gwen mentions him, so he's important.
Right.
Yeah. And we go through a portal to a smaller angular room with much the same proportions. Bunch of alcoves all along the walls. There's like there's like bleachers for people to sit, and then there's a pool in the middle.
Yeah. And yes, and there's this pool in the middle, and Gwen tells you if you interact with her first before like continue, because she gives you some options, and you can choose to talk to her. She tells you, yeah, this is a scrying pool. But if you choose to continue the quest option, your character's like, hey, this is a scrying pool. And she's like, yeah, I know. We can't get it to work. And I find it funny that your character basically is like, well, sometimes it's just a matter of concentration.
Okay, so I commented on how funny this is also. And it's doubly funny for me because my character is a warrior. Right. My character is a complete meathead. I also thought it was funny that we just see this pool, and they haven't gotten this pool to do anything yet. But Gwen, when she introduces this pool to you, she's like, we're sure it's magical. And I'm like, what do you mean? It hasn't done anything.
Right, exactly.
How do you know it's magical?
Have you gone swimming in it? Have you tried? Did it kick you out? Like, what leads you to think that it's magical? Yeah,
and they refer to it as the scrying pool. But as far as now, nobody has scryed in it. So I don't know why they call it the scrying pool. Right. Luckily, it really is a scrying pool, and you can scry in it. When I go to talk to the pool, there's you can choose to like stick your face in it, which is interesting. Or you can choose a dialogue prompt that says against the destroyers, which is the quest you're doing. If you choose the quest dialogue prompt, it just does nothing. You click on it and the box disappears and nothing happens, and you have to talk to it again. This quest just has a dead prompt, but you can click the first vision prompt to look into the pool, and that will move the quest forward. Before I did that, I did talk to Gwen a little more. We can ask her kind of about the room and the Hall of Monuments, and that's when I talked to her about the scrying pool. And she says the Ebon Vanguard used to be a small detachment of the Ascalonian army that like were being annoying little vagabonds to the Char north of the wall. They were like kind of a havoc squad.
I was going to say, yeah.
And they kind of just like picked up prisoners and exiles and deserters from like other armies that came north of the wall, and now they're like a big force. And they're like still fighting this Ascalon against the Char War, even though it's like the Searing was like 10 years ago.
Right. And Ascalonians escaped to Kryta.
Yeah,
they're still hunting. They're still hunting Char and as in revenge.
Yeah, I think the deal is, because we went to Kryta with Prince Rurik and like the people who chose to follow him, but I think there's still Ascalonians like in Ascalon with
Adalbern.
With Adalbern, because we know that Ascalon falls after Guild Wars 1. If you read like the lore, if you do the Ascalonian catacombs dungeon in Guild Wars 2, you learn all about it. So yeah, the humans did hold out in Ascalon for a while longer. It's just this Ebon Vanguard is still fighting the good fight, I guess. And we can ask Gwen about her past, and she just says, I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I was a prisoner, and now I'm not. What's up?
Pretty much.
And then, so you can look into the pool, and it triggers a cutscene called The First Vision. After we, and that's after we walk up to the pool and give Gwen a lecture about, like, sometimes you just have to try.
Right.
And did you notice that when this cutscene starts, before the cutscene, you walk into this Hall of Monuments, and the alcoves are just blank, and there's nothing set up or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start the cutscene, and the Hall of Monuments is fully filled out and, like, much more brightly lit.
Yes.
And I was like, why is there a tapestry with Koss on it on the wall
Yes.
for this cutscene?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, they filmed the cutscene with a fully filled out hall, and just, like, I think it's just like a continuity error.
Yeah, or it's a vision of what will come because of your deeds. Like you're getting a taster.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That's how I took it.
Well, because it's kind of weird because the cutscene starts and it goes the first vision, but then it cuts to you before you look into the pool, and it, like, has that you and Gwen have this conversation, and then you stick your head in the pool and you see a destroyer. So I don't know if we're having a vision of ourselves having a vision, or like, is that what's going on?
I kind of took it as that once you stick your head in the pool, you're getting like slices of the future before you actually then get the main one, which is the destroyer. I'm
big Spaceballs vibes here. Like, when is it going to be then? Now. Yeah. Right now.
I know. Yeah.
We pull our head out of the pool, and Gwen's like, what did you see? And you're like, well, I saw me telling you that I can make the pool work. She's like, you should probably tell me that you can make the pool work. Yeah, a little bit of a vision within a vision energy going on.
Yeah.
And we basically stick our head in the pool, and a destroyer, like, pops up, and this is our first time we actually see one.
Right. Because we didn't look backwards.
Yeah, what do these guys look like?
They look like molten bugs on legs.
Yeah, that checks out. More or less. Yeah, molten bugs on legs is good. I'd say all their models pretty much are sort of bug looking. Because each destroyer has a different model, but they're all very insectoid. They're very carapacey, right? Mm-hmm. Very chitinous.
Yeah.
Except the guy that's just like a big Beyblade. I love that guy. I can't wait to fight the Disc of Chaos. He's literally a Beyblade. It's fucking awesome. All he needs, he's like Balthazar's personal Beyblade. He just needs like a ripcord.
There you go.
ArenaNet, improve Path of Fire by giving Balthazar Beyblades. Okay, that's my PSA for ArenaNet. Our episodely quota is fulfilled.
Yes.
And we pop back out of this vision, and they're like, what did you say? And we're like, I saw a destroyer, even though I still don't technically know that's what that was.
Right.
And how did your conversations with everyone go after this cutscene?
After the cutscene, so I talked to Ogden, and he's basically, what's happening here is we've got 3 sub-primary quests that pop up as part of this after this vision, and Ogden is like, we got to go rally the Norn. Vec's like, no, the gate network's compromised. We need to go and get my people. And Gwen is like, no, we really need to find Captain Langmar. She's overdue, and I fear the worst. Let's go find them instead.
Everybody wants us to do their thing first.
Yeah. And the thing is that, you know, when we get the scrying pool to activate, Gwen's like, no one's been able to do that. And your character's like, well, I guess I'm just lucky. So at the end of this, when you're like, why do I have to make the decision here about which path to go? And Gwen's like, guess you're just lucky.
She touches us very hard.
Yeah. Yeah. So apparently we're now the default leader, even though we just are the ones we just arrived.
It's great. I love how this is just RPGs in general, like since the dawn of RPGs.
Yeah.
Ogden's like, hey, you, man I met in a cave 5 minutes ago. Decide the future of life on this planet.
Right. I don't know your name. Doesn't matter.
It's amazing. I feel like it's a very strong, biting commentary on how much some people absolutely detest having to make decisions.
Right.
Hey guys, decisions are hard. Okay. So why not have an MMO protagonist do it for you?
Right.
And this is kind of where we leave off the playthrough for now. So we just played the short little intro to Eye of the North, but there was so much here, even in this just little. We didn't do much, right? We just ran from point A to point B and talked to people for the most part. But it's packed with so much that I felt it's a good intro to the campaign and worth an episode on its own. Because the plot really splits after this, so this is a perfect stopping point for episode 1. How are you feeling about Eye of the North so far?
So far, so good. We walked out of this this couple of quests, and we've got 4 heroes that we can equip.
Yeah. Do we have Gwen now?
Yeah, we have Gwen.
I think so you have 4 because you have Mox. I have 4 as well because I have Mox. But the 3 I'll be using are Gwen, Vec, and Ogden, which is a really strong opening hero roster.
It really is.
Monk, Mesmer, and Elementalist. That slaps so hard. So yeah, I got Gwen set up with runes and stuff as well, I'm pretty sure. And they all come with max damage weapons, thank God. I think at the end, after fighting Abaddon and getting Raza, I still had like 3 heroes that had like crappy weapons.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad they start out with max weapons. And I think we're going to do the Norn storyline first. Because it's kind of right there. It's nice and close.
It is kind of right there.
The game puts us in the mountains. I think we're going to hang out in the mountains for a bit.
It's fun. It's cold.
And we
have to go find some warm gear for my ritualist.
Yeah, no, we need to like role play and put our people in like a parka.
I know. I think I've got the festival hat, the one that looks like a hood,
like the cash shop
some fur.
The cash shop parka.
No.
Oh, there's a parka on like the store. I don't even know if you can buy stuff on the store anymore. Can you still buy the outfits on the store?
Yeah, I think you can, but no, I meant the festival hat that you could unlock if you've been playing, like if you're on a OG account.
Oh, maybe I have that.
And it looks like a hood when it's got fur. It's like a fur-tipped hood.
Oh, yeah. I have that on my main account. I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have it on this guy, but I can go buy the warm char armor. I'll do that.
Warm char armor, yeah.
Yeah. I'll go buy the char skin. I'll show up to the quest where we start dealing with the char with a literal char head for a helmet.
Right, yeah.
It's going to be a diplomatic disaster. But until then, where can people find you on the internet, Miko?
You can find me at Inky Sticks on Twitter, Blue Sky, things like that.
Inky Sticks, guys, it's not complicated. Nope. For this show, you can follow us at Tyria Now on X and Blue Sky and YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. If you're ever... if you ever need to listen and you can't watch a video, we've got you covered on Spotify and Apple Podcasts with audio only. So go ahead and follow us on all those platforms for all your listening needs. And until episode 47, we will see all you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.